Okay, hello everyone, MeNoHaxor here, bringing you guys a Leona commentary, which I haven't done in probably a million ages, for Season 5 and this new 2015 new year. This is going to be a video commentary guide for my guide on solomid.net. You can go ahead and check it out if you've never seen it before. I think it's like the only Leona guide that's actually there, that's actually featured and updated, because nobody else actually writes a guide for Leona, because she's not played that often, and I feel like Leona's a pretty decent support. I think she's a lot better in low elo than high elo, just because low elo people can't really deal with Leona, but high elo people can. So that's why I don't really play Leona that often, but I think this is a pretty interesting game, just for, because I want to see what Leona's like now in the new season, and this is actually a pretty like weird playstyle I do as Leona, which I've never actually really done before, and you're gonna see how interesting this game is when the time comes. So here I call for a quick invade, just because I'm Leona, and Leona has in a relatively okay amount of CC level 1. I can either Zenith Blade or use a Q. I basically use a Q or D, but Graves was in that bush, so he trinketed, so he couldn't quite invade. But I also dropped a ward right over here. Now, I drop a ward right here because Graves Soraka is probably one of the few supports in the game, or like AD support duos in the entire game, that can actually do a jungle camp level 1. And the reason why they can is because Graves is really tanky and he has AoE Q, and Soraka can just heal through all the damage. So like it's really dangerous if they take the jungle camp, because if they do, they get a huge EXP boost and gold boost, and that pretty much means we can't kill them, because we have to hit level 2 first in order to all-in them before they can heal up and get away. So since Jarvan's starting red, we're still gonna invade anyways, and we know that Nidalee's starting here as well, so we're just gonna go ahead and just show ourselves. Like, they get a little bit scared, so we at least like stall them by a couple seconds, but that doesn't also really give out that much information on where Jarvan is starting, because, you know, for all they know, Jarvan could start like still at our blue, at our gromp, like at our red side. They don't really know, so they don't really have information on Jarvan. All they know is that we just didn't leash for Jarvan, which doesn't really say anything. So right here, I'm trying to use up my charges on these range creeps, because I really want to try to push this lane as fast as possible. Now, I think we're pretty much like pushing at like an even rate, just because Graves is also auto-attacking a lot. I'm going to try to auto-attack some creeps as well, because we really do need the level 2 first, because I need to all-in them. And I think we're going to hit level 2 at the same time, which is kind of unfortunate, because right now, I jump on the Graves immediately, and they hit level 2 also, so they're going to be able to get away, which kind of sucks, because had we been level 2 first and they were still level 1, I think that probably would have been at least a burn flash. And there's a lot of stuff going on, but LeBlanc gets a kill on Nidalee. And you can see, like, right here, like, I'm already running up here, like, as soon as I see them fighting. And you can see that bot lane is already pinging, like missing pings. Like, you can see how responsive their bot lane is when I go roam, because Leona roam is definitely scary. So you can see that my reaction is definitely, like, fair, because I don't know, like, how the fight is turning out. And had Nidalee stayed alive and stuck around, I probably would have been able to come up in, like, maybe 5 more seconds and helped out the LeBlanc. But turns out Jackson doesn't need the help, and turns out like they both each have a kill apiece. So I'm gonna come back to lane now, but I can't really leave lane for that long, just because it's hard for me to leave Lucian by himself, because leaving an AD by yourself is like kind of bad, and top is gonna get wrecked. So you can see that basically this game is gonna involve a lot of LeBlanc getting some pretty good kills, because, you know, I didn't actually know Phoenix was a really good player, but I guess he's a really good Korean player now. And top is gonna get wrecked really badly. So that's pretty much how the lanes are gonna turn out for this game. Now you can just see, like, this lane is like literally impossible. Like, you can see that the Soraka is playing really well, because she's, look how far back she is. Like, she's so far back. Like, there's no way I can actually Zenith Blade her. There's like no way I can use an E. I think the only way I can even reach her is if I flash E, and even then, I don't even think we're gonna kill her. So it's really, really pointless for me to stay in lane. And so right now, I'm already thinking like there really is no point in trying to get some damage unless I see a really, really stupid opportunity. Because even if I go all in and like do maybe half of Graves' HP, we're probably going to take half our HP, and then Graves is going to get healed up back to full by Soraka. So there's no point in actually even going in at all until I know I can get a kill. And so right there, that actually was a pretty okay chance of hitting the Soraka, but I missed, so that sucks. Anyways. God, I hate how, like, this directed camera always switches back out of, like, the person I lock onto. Anyways, sorry, random rant. Now we're level 4, but, like, honestly, like, nothing ever changes. Like, at this point, like, I know that there's no way I can ever kill them. But, I mean, I get a okay chunk here on Graves, but you can see, like, we both took half our HP, and Rocket's just gonna keep healing up the Grave, so... At this point, it's basically, like, we're gonna lose lane, like, for sure. So... At this point, like, I'm probably just gonna decide to roam, because I might as well, because, like, there's not, like, I might as well help out other lanes, like mid lane, since mid lane is snowballing. I might as well help out mid lane and help get more kills and release some pressure off our map than to just stick bot. And I know this is gonna be, like, kind of a weird tactic, just because a lot of people, a lot of ADs will definitely complain if you leave them. Here, I almost get the Graves. I ignite, but he did end up flashing, which is pretty good. So now I know that at least since Graves doesn't have flash anymore, they're probably not gonna play that aggressively if I ever leave bot lane. Now Lucian goes back because he has a BF sword and he doesn't want to stay in lane anymore, which is fine. So I decide to stay in lane because I don't have a reason to go back either. And one of us should usually try to take the EXP if we're not shoving out the lane. Now, I see Jarvan and Kha'Zix right here. They want to fight and I don't know why. Because I'm at like half, so I gotta try to jump on Soraka, but I actually die mid-Zenith Blade because it literally Qs me. And had I stunned the Soraka, that definitely would have been a kill. So that just sucks. I got instantly bursted. I just didn't expect my team to fight when I was at half. So that was just a pretty silly death just because of a bad call. And so LeBlanc is just sitting here, but she knows it's warded, so she's gonna get out. Now this is actually interesting. So I'm at base, right? Now I have about, how much? Like, I have a pretty fair amount of gold. I have about 1,000 gold. So, what do you buy with 1,000 gold, right? Now, some people might just go Sightstone, Pink, Pots. I think that's probably the most common thing that most people would choose to build. But what I actually do is I actually buy Mobility Boots, and Pink, and 1 Green Ward, I believe. And the reason why I do this is that, like, since once again, I've decided now, like, I have to roam. I can't stay bot lane anymore because bot lane is pointless. So getting mobility boots first is a really, really good item to go start warding. Now, LeBlanc actually sees Nidalee right here, so I'm just running straight mid. I'm like, I'm just gonna help out this LeBlanc right now. So she gets, like, snared up. I get free CC on her. I'm about to threaten stun a Lulu because I actually didn't have my Q up. I used it on Nidalee, and she actually flashes over the cliff because she was scared. So that was actually a pretty big kill because Nidalee was super strong. Like Night Blue's Nidalee is like ridiculous. So I actually start heading top because I see LeBlanc is heading top. Jax is just like pressuring all over the map. So I say screw top. I'm gonna go back mid. Now I pink this just in case, and so LeBlanc luckily pinked this bush right here, so I know that there aren't any wards here. So I'm just gonna wait for LeBlanc to go in first because I can't reveal myself yet. So LeBlanc lands a snare, that's perfect. She uses CC on the LeBlanc. I'm gonna go in, like, stun. I level up from the creeps dying over here to get my ult, and then I was able to ult chain CC the Lulu so she can't run away. That's a little bit of an overkill because she didn't have flash, but I wanted to secure the kill anyways, just in case. That's a pretty easy kill on our part. And meanwhile, I left Lucian for like a minute, and so he's been kind of getting pushed in by the Graves Soraka, which is definitely the correct play. If you ever see your AD, an enemy AD by himself while the support is roaming, just start shoving up to the turret and just poking him out, because the AD can't really do anything in a 2v1 situation. So once again, I'm gonna stay around here just for a little bit, just because I know I can't really do anything anymore, like, or there isn't really anything for me to do, just because like Lulu already died mid. Like Nidalee I see is at our blue, but like I don't think I can really help him out that much. LeBlanc and Jarvan are already going back, but I'm gonna try to ward up the area just in case. Now they actually make a really interesting call to go do the dragon, and this is actually a pretty reasonable decision just because they know that like the LeBlanc and Jarvan went away, and so this is actually a pretty good call to do that. Yeah, they're gonna get dragon pretty much uncontested. I dropped a ward right here just to try to get vision of the dragon so we at least have a timer. But at this point, I'm just like, I can't stay here anymore. So what is a really good way actually to know the dragon timer is that every time they kill dragon, you get the animation, right, to see that they've killed the dragon. So as soon as you see that animation, just mark a timer on your chat on what the dragon timer is. So I went ahead and marked a timer for 16:39. That's when they killed the dragon, which is exactly when they killed dragon. So now we can know when to prepare for the next dragon at least. So I go back, like, I'm honestly just going back in lane just to get the cannon minions for my charges, and I'm actually going to recall with Lucian here, because I do have a fair amount of gold. So I'm going to go back, and now I'm going to get my Sightstone, I believe. So I get Sightstone, swap out Trinkets, get an extra pot, I think. And so you'll always want to try to swap out your Trinket every time you buy Sightstone, because you don't need the yellow Trinket once you have extra wards. Now, here, I'm gonna try to at least drop some wards into her jungle. There was a ward here, so I know Nidalee was recalling, so she's at least a little scared. I'm gonna ward this bush right here, just in case the Nidalee likes to jump over the dragon pit to come bot or something like that. Or just in or maybe the Lulu might go bot, I don't know. But this ward right here definitely is really important, just in case the enemy mid laner tries to go bot lane. Because I assume that LeBlanc can cover and at least pressure the Lulu now that, like, she's so far ahead. I circle back around here just because, once again, like, nobody's bot, right? So why would I go bot lane? Especially, like, since Lucian can just push the lane by himself. So I'm just staying mid. Kha'Zix also comes mid because he can't really stay top. And so now we're both just going to push this mid turret, which is definitely really good because getting the mid turret right now just relieves a lot of pressure for LeBlanc. Because now she can just run around, pressure other lanes, and we have, like, a whole chunk of the map open to us now, which is perfect. So Jax is still pushing top, so I'm gonna try to run top with my team, and at least try to catch him out. I didn't know this was pink, so I'm gonna ward first to see where he is. And turns out he actually had a pink there. He's gonna clear it, but I can't fight him. Like, I straight up can't fight the Jax, so I just let him kill my ward for free. But at least I have that information. So here, the pink ward I placed earlier in this bush gets spotted by Nidalee, and she actually, like, should have seen me here, but she didn't. She actually traps right here to check for me, but I ult. Pretty much just lock up the Nidalee. We get a free kill on her. That's awesome. Now, I'm going to clear this ward because we have a pink right here. And I'm pretty much just going to try to just start cleaning up the area for wards. And probably just go back bot since I killed Nidalee. There isn't really anything else for me to do. Drop a ward on my way back bot. And I can see that, like, they're just chunking down this turret. And Lucian once again had to go back because he got chunked really low, I believe. So here, this is interesting. So Graves jumps on me here, so I know immediately that they're going to try to tower dive me, because this turret is really low. So right now, I'm trying my best to at least kill this turret, or kill these creeps as fast as possible, so at least the turret can start hitting Graves. But at this point, I realized, like, shit, like, they already killed that turret really fast, so I got to start running. So I know Graves doesn't have ultimate, because Lucian told me he didn't. So I'm just going to bait him out. As soon as Lucian's here, I'm going to turn right back on Graves, try my best to just use as much CC as I can. Look how much we burst with Graves for. That was ridiculous burst. That shows how much burst a Leona can offer. And so even with the Soraka healing like crazy, Lucian does end up getting the kill on the Graves. He's almost going to kill Soraka, but she flashes right here. So that kind of sucks. But, you know, 1 for 1, that's perfect. Like, that was definitely better than I can ask for, considering that, you know, it was a Soraka. And for some reason, Lucian stays here, and he gets wrecked. So I don't know why he stayed there. You probably should always recall. Especially, we knew Nidalee was here because we had a ward right here. So we saw Nidalee came up here, so I don't know why. But I know that because Nidalee was up here, she most likely, like, warded this bush right here, because this is a very common bush to ward. So I'm going to sweep her this area, this vicinity, and I see the ward, so I get that ward for free. I also saw that she warded this bush right here, so I'm going to keep that in mind so that next time I have a sweeper up, I can go ahead and clear this. So here, I see that, like, Nidalee and Lulu are playing pretty aggressively. I also see Jarvan's pinging to go in. So right now, I'm going to circle from down here. And now I see that they're in full-on retreat. And so, like, they run really, really fast, right? So when I use my Leona ult right here, I have to make sure I anticipate the direction they're going in so that I can at least, like, get either a stun or slow on both of them. Because I need CC on both of them. I can't just only stun one of them, because if one of them doesn't get CC, they're probably going to get away because it's a Lulu and it's a Nidalee. So right here, I'm going to ult, like, just out here, because I'm pretty sure, like, they can't run anywhere else. Like, Jarvan's coming this way, LeBlanc is coming this way, I'm coming this way, so they have to be, like, right here. So, right there, Lulu's about to get hit right center in the ultimate. Nidalee does a pretty good job of dodging it, but she's still going to get CC'd. Now, the question is, which person do I go for, right? Because, like, Jarvan's coming here, and LeBlanc is coming here. Like, I don't know who they're going to focus because we obviously can't talk in solo queue. But, you know, when in doubt, I think it's better to go for the person that can most likely escape the easiest and the person that is the most valuable, like the person that you want to kill. And obviously Nidalee's the best person to kill because, like, she's 6'3". Lulu's 1'4". Like, Lulu's not going to do anything, but Nidalee is for sure much scarier. So I decide to just go straight for the Nidalee after Jarvan ult. After it lags, LeBlanc goes for the Lulu. And you can see that Jax goes for the Kha'Zix kill, but he's pretty far in, so we're just going to try to just burst down the Jax, but he's so strong. Like, he's almost going to kill 2 of us. Like, that's pretty ridiculous. Jax with a Triforce at 15 minutes is kind of dumb, but luckily we both survive, and that was a pretty sweet turnaround on our part. That was 3 kills for 1, and that's awesome. Like, that's definitely probably the best trade we could have asked for, given our situation, how far behind we were. So I go back here, drop my ping, because I remember this was warded. Now, I'm going to recall in this bush, but I see this is paint, but I just don't care. But I see Graves is running up, so now I'm just like, okay, fine, I have to go back now. I'll just go back and recall in this turret. Make sure to stay a little bit farther back just in case, like, somebody tries to cheese me or something like that. Kotz is going to end up taking that pink ward, so that's kind of nice. So now for items, I ended up buying a Kindle Gem and the Target's Race because right now, I value getting the Face in the Mountain just because Face in the Mountain is just an overall just really good item. Like, it helps keep somebody alive, and considering that LeBlanc has 17 charges on a Majais, like, she's so strong right now. Like, my goal right now is to keep LeBlanc alive as long as possible because LeBlanc is how we're going to win this game. I have to give all our kills to LeBlanc to protect there. Now, here, I'm actually going to pause and switch to our vision because this is going to be a pretty big vision game war. Note that dragon's going to spawn in about 20 seconds, right? So right now, my goal is to get vision for our team because we need to see them in order to contest this dragon. So they cleared all the wards I put over here. So I'm going to ward this bush and this bush right here because these 2 wards gives you pretty much the entire, like, river up to dragon. So at least we know if they're ever going to get to dragon at some point. They're going to sweeper this bush, but I didn't sweeper this bush, which is pretty important because this ward is going to be really, really useful soon. Now, Jarvan sweeps right here. I'm going to try. I know this was warded, so I'm going to try to sweep this. We end up getting this ward. Jarvan and I both drop wards right here, but luckily for us, they used up all their trinkets and they don't have any more pinks. So now we get complete vision of this area. So here I see Jax goes into this bush right here, but I don't see him leave the bush, right? So I'm telling my team, like, yo, we can just jump on this Jax, right? So I'm just going to head straight in. Now, note, as soon as I go in, I place the ward first into the bush before I jump in. And that's because if I, like, E in, there's actually maybe, like, a 50% chance I might miss the Jax, depending on where the Jax is standing in the bush. So I don't want to Zenith Blade in and miss, because if I miss and don't CC him down, the Jax is going to jump away. So I ward first just to make sure we have complete vision on him. Then I go for an immediate stun. Now we're going to try to burst down the Jax, and now this is where it gets interesting. So I know Jax's stun is about to end. We're all going to get stunned right now. And I see that Soraka and Graves is right here, but I don't know where the rest of the team is. So I'm like almost certain that Jax is going to jump away because he's so low right now. So instead of trying to Zenith Blade, or trying to ult Solar Flare the Jax right here, I'm going to Solar Flare over here because I know the Jax is going to jump over here to get away. And you can see right now, like, I Solar Flared before the Jax jumped, and as soon as the Jax finishes the jump, like, look at that Solar Flare right here. That's a beautiful Solar Flare. That's probably the best Solar Flare of this entire game. And now you can just see, like, after all this lag, I don't know why it's lagging, to be perfectly honest, but, I wonder if I can rewind it for you guys. Yeah, but basically, you can see that Solar Flare. That was ridiculous. That was, like, a complete massacre right there. And so if this replay stops lagging, you can see, boom, that was, like, perfect. And now my team's able to follow up. We pretty much, like, completely lock him down, 3 kills instantly. So now, what are you thinking, right? Obviously go for Dragon, right? But no, that's not what I'm thinking right now. I'm thinking, okay, my team can do Dragon, but my bigger question is, where is the Nidalee, right? Because she didn't show up for that fight. Like, she wasn't here. So I don't know where she is right now. And so I was almost certain, like, she's somewhere down here, because I know she's probably going to go for the Dragon Seal because she's Nidalee, right? And so if you take a look, if I undo the Fog of War, Nidalee like on her way right now. So I know that she's gonna be coming up. So I'm gonna try my best to just secure the dragon for us. So that way, if she does come, I can at least stop her from doing dragon. So I'm gonna go right up here and boom. Like, look, Nidalee just shows up right when I get here because like I anticipated that. And so right now, I'm gonna try my best to stop the Nidalee. I stun her, and then I walk like right in front of Nidalee right there. It was lagging, but I was walking right in front of her to block a spear. So I blocked the spear to stop the dragon right now. And I know Nidalee's still here. So LeBlanc is going to circle around. Oh my god. Why is this lagging so much? But basically, LeBlanc gets another kill. So that was another pretty free, easy kill for us. Once again, and that's what you should be thinking about when you're like doing an objective, right? Like, sure, you can be helping out your team, but like if your team really doesn't need you to be doing the dragon, like you should be thinking about how else you should be being productive with your time. And so making sure to check for the Nidalee was like super key. I stopped Nidalee from potentially stealing the dragon. I also got the kill on Nidalee, which is really, really big. So now I'm just gonna, I don't even know what I buy. Did I complete Face of the Mountain? I think I did complete Face of the Mountain. But basically now we're in a really good spot. Like you see the gold swing is now completely in our favor at this point, and LeBlanc is 20 stacks now, so she is just so strong right now. Like LeBlanc is just gonna carry us basically. So I'm gonna try to just get some deeper wards. Like put a ward right here is really good just for deep vision, and I am also gonna start running up here because I want to help out top lane now because we really need to get the top turret. Nidalee's pretty much caught. I don't have time to Zenith Blade onto the Nidalee just because she just dies instantly, but we know Jax is still up here. So we see Jax is running. Now, note that I still have cooldowns, right? Right now, all I can do is ult, but I'm not gonna ult right now because I know Jax still has his jump. So I'm just waiting until the Jax finishes his jump and then I'm gonna stun. Because if I stun right now, like if I throw out my ult, I'm pretty sure the Jax can react fast enough because like this is high elo. I'm sure that Jax can react fast enough. So as soon as he jumps, now I'm gonna go ahead and throw a solar flare. I missed because the Jax does a nice dodge, but luckily, I do get the slow on him, which is enough for him to get knocked up, follow up, and I'm going to tank the turret for our team, and so we get pretty much a free kill. I don't know if the Jarvan actually needs a flash. That was kind of an unnecessary flash by Jarvan, but it's okay. We end up getting a kill. So now I'm just telling my team we should probably just start pushing in just because we killed the Jax, which is really big. Nidalee is still dead from before, so we know that nobody's actually here. Jarvan's gonna play really aggressively to go for the Soraka, and LeBlanc's just gonna straight up just wreck her. Now, we could start pushing top, but unfortunately the creep wave is still up here. So instead of trying to stay top, Jarvan's gonna go ahead and push top, which is fine. I'm actually gonna start running mid, because I see that, like, Lucia's doing a really good job at baiting, and you can see LeBlanc is just gonna destroy everybody. So, I'm just gonna stay with the rest of my team, just because I want to give them more support, and like someone else can just push top. Jax actually ends up teleporting top, so now I'm gonna start pressuring mid. Now, once again, thinking about what to do while my team does things. Like my team could probably go for the turret, right? So my goal right now is to zone out the Lulu. Like I know Lulu, like I can see Lulu doesn't have any more mana, so I know she actually can't really do anything to stop herself from dying. So I'm just gonna run up, right? So I'm not gonna Zenith Blade yet because I know she's gonna probably just try to juke me out every now and then. So I ward this bush in case she decides to run forward down here, but it turns out she jukes back here. I missed the Zenith Blade just barely because she got sped up, but because she had a zigzag right there, that's gonna give enough time for Lucian to go in for the kill. So technically should have gotten an assist, but it's okay. We end up getting a free kill on Lulu, and we get this turret as well, so that's pretty awesome. That's just a huge win-win situation for us. Now, I see the longest recalling here, so I'm going to sweep for this bush just in case it's warded. And so, you should always make it a habit to sweep any bush you're recalling out of, just because you never know if it's actually warded or not. And if it is warded and you don't clear it out, they're going to kill you, and it's going to suck. Especially since LeBlanc has 20 stacks, and I don't want her to die. Pretty well played by Kha'Zix not to die right there, which is quite nice. But yeah, so right now, my goal, since I have nothing to do, I don't think I actually can buy anything with my back. Yeah, I have like 950. That's really not a good amount. So I'm going to try to ward up the area right here. So what's important to notice right now is that with this board right here, I see that like something's getting killed. So I know Nidalee is in this bush right here. Yeah, see Nidalee for a split second, right? So I'm gonna sit here in this bush because I don't know if Nidalee's gonna go up here, and if she does end up walking up here, I know LeBlanc is right behind me to support me. So like I'm just waiting to see if Nidalee actually appears. So once again, this gets sweepered, right? So I know that Nidalee is like somewhere right around here, but I don't want to quite ult yet because I don't know where exactly she is, and if I don't stun her, then she's just gonna get away, and my ult's gonna be pointless, right? Because I actually can't get over this cliff. Like my Xenoblade can only reach like just about right where my mouse is, so I'm just gonna say screw it. I ult right here, and I don't ult, but I Xenoblade, and I actually tag the Nidalee, and she flashes immediately, and so I get a free flash from having a really good guess, and that's awesome because burning a flash in Nidalee, that's perfect. So here, Jarvan goes in, but he gets kind of chunked. Lucian also gets kind of chunked right now. But you can see that LeBlanc just goes super hyper aggressive on the Graves. And so, since now I have my ult, I'm not going to ult the Graves because I know the Graves is probably going to die to LeBlanc, right? So instead, I'm going to ult the backline, right? Now, if Lulu and Nidalee ran forward just a little bit more, they would have gotten stunned. And I think that the Nidalee was going to die because she didn't have flash anymore, right? But unfortunately, I didn't get the stun off. I only got the slow. I do end up, like, just stalling out the rest of the team and zoning them out. So I guess that's okay. That's a pretty big victory for us. And right now, we're just like, okay, we got to run because Jax is here and he's going to wreck us. So I'm asking my team to help me out because Jax is just chasing me and he's just jumping on me. And I try to stay alive for as long as possible. LeBlanc is going to go in for the Soraka kill, but unfortunately for me, I mistimed my flash because I should have flashed before the Jax jump striked me, because if I was able to flash before Jax jumped on me, I definitely would have lived. So that was just a big misplay on my part. And like LeBlanc knows that Jax is still here, but they're going to go kill the Nidalee, and I think they're going to get the kill on Jax. I don't remember. Yeah, like LeBlanc just wrecks the Jax, and luckily for LeBlanc, she's gonna get away. Pretty good play for my team, and you can just see like this game is pretty much like, I think there's really no way for us to lose this game now, considering that we're just so far ahead. Like we're just like pressuring so much. We have so much vision, and we have so much pressure everywhere on the map. Like there's no way they can actually get kills on us realistically anymore, just because they don't have any engage. So here I drop a ward here for more vision, but luckily, I was able to dodge this spear right here, and I'm also able to just dodge this spear right here, so I don't die, which is pretty nice. And I also don't want to turn around just because I don't want to get wrecked by Nidalee. It's not worth me dying, to be perfectly honest. I really don't want to give up any more kills to them because this Nidalee is already really strong. So I just say screw it. I'm just not going to ult just because it's hard to hit Nidalee. It's not worth it. It's not worth my time at all. So I know Dragon's about to spawn, so I tell my team to go start doing Dragon soon, but Lucian's actually pushing bot, so we're like, okay, Lucian, you can just stay bot. We're going to go ahead and just do Dragon, so we get a free Dragon for us. Lucian is still bot, and so I was thinking about recalling, but I see my team wants to make a play bot, so I'm like, okay, fine, we can just go bot. Now let me actually switch back to vision so we can see everybody. So here, we're all going to camp with this bush, right? I don't think they actually saw us with this ward, so the Jax is going to walk up, and so Jax is going to get, like, CC'd, right? So I could go in and use an E, right? But I'm at, like, half HP. I'm probably going to die if I go in. So instead of using my Zenith Blade to go in and CCing him with my Q, I'm just going to ult. And note that my ult is, I purposely whiffed my ult so it doesn't stun him because I know that like LeBlanc is probably gonna just burst the Jax, right? I just want an assist, so I ult like this just in case, so that if anyone else, like if Lulu decides to go in, or like the Graves decide to go in, or if anyone else decides to go in, like they're gonna get CC'd. And you can see that Lulu almost gets hit by that slow, and if she got hit by that slow, that would have been pretty disastrous for her. And for some reason, I don't know why Jarvan did that, but he just did. So that's a pretty easy kill on Jax, which is pretty important, but I don't think we can actually push in against them because it's really, they have a lot of wave here with Lulu and Graves, so we're all just kind of like, let's just go back, just because it's not really worth trying to contest this tower when we don't really have Baron or anything like that. So I'm just gonna go back and heal. Now, I actually go for a Catalyst as my item build because I'm going to try to get I'm going to try my best to get the, what's it called? The Righteous Glory. Because having Hard Engage was definitely going to be really useful for us. Especially now that we're really far ahead and we can dictate these battles. So my ward right here actually spots the Soraka. Soraka's going to get wrecked. She gets snared. I have a free stun for the LeBlanc just because I want an assist. And just in case somebody else might come or something like that. But mostly just for the assist. And now, I'm going to start heading top just because I see that they're trying to kill Jax, but he's like really tanky and just running away. I do a Zenith Blade into this bush, CC him for a little bit longer, but he's going to flash out unfortunately. They're going to keep chasing him, and I guess they get a kill on him. And now I see that LeBlanc is getting destroyed, so I'm going to run in and help her. And damn, if the Graves walked up a little bit further up, he definitely would have died there, which sucks. So that would have been a free kill on Graves had I landed that Zenith Blade, but that was more about him not stepping forward than me missing, so I don't blame myself. Now, the team's making the call to do Baron. So, actually wait, screw this. This is actually more interesting. So, so I use my upgraded Oracle's Lens, right? And so I see there's a Pink Ward in here, but I don't stay here and actually kill the Pink Ward because, you know, like the Pink Ward's going to be there forever. I can go back at any time and kill that Pink Ward, but my Oracle Lens, my Oracle thing is not going to last that long, right? And I know I have just barely enough time to go into this bush right here and check to see if that's warded. And I know this is warded because I saw Soraka go in here before when we killed her, and like I saw her ward this. So I know this is a ward right here. So I said, screw this Pink Ward, I'm going to go clear this ward right here. So I honestly think it's much better to just kill as many green wards as you can than to kill a Pink Ward you know is going to be there, just because you can go back and kill the Pink Ward at any time. Just saying. So anyways, enough with my rant. They're going to try to push out mid for whatever reason. Probably just because LeBlanc is not here. And we're going to try to get pressure on a Baron just because, like, we know that Baron's soon. And literally gets wrecked. I ult on the Lulu. I slow her. I do force the Zhonya's on her, which is quite nice. And one easy stun is going to give LeBlanc another kill. So now we all know we're just like, okay, let's just push. And we see that the Jax and Graves are actually just pushing out the other lanes. So now we know for sure, like, nobody's going to contest us. This is an easy inhibitor. Like, there's no way we don't get this inhibitor. LeBlanc, once again, making a really nice play, catching out the Soraka. I follow up with some CC, and now we get a free turret. Because nobody's going to stop us right now. So we get a free inhibitor. So now the decision is, do we go for the throne? Let me pause this, sorry. Now the question is, do we keep, like, pushing? Or do we go get Baron, right? Because those are two options. So, somebody on my team wanted to go take a turret, but I actually proposed to go Baron because I don't see, like, I see Graves, like, Graves disappeared from bot lane. Jax is probably going to recall from top lane, right? So, if they decide to recall, we can't really push anymore because 4 of them are going to be up again. Kha'Zix is not with us, so it's a 4-on-4, but, like, they have turrets, so it's kind of sketchy, right? So I think it's better to go for Baron. So I actually tell my team, like, we should probably go Baron. Like, screw staying here. But I see LeBlanc is staying here, right? She sweepered this. So I'm like, okay, I see LeBlanc wants to stay in and, like, get a cheese kill because I left a ward. It's like someone left a ward right here. That wasn't me, actually. And so since they don't have vision, like, they probably don't have vision on us. Like, they actually end up doing. But I don't think they actually see LeBlanc here. So, like, I flash over right over the wall just to get some CC. I actually end up stunning the Jax because I don't want Jax to wreck us, but unfortunately the Jax does get the stun, and LeBlanc dies. And this is bad because since LeBlanc died, like, there's no way we can actually win this fight. So Jax is gonna wreck pretty much everybody, and unfortunately 3 of us die for 2 people. Not the best trade, but I think that was more the fault of LeBlanc not being able to dodge the Jax than anything. So that kind of sucks, but not the worst trade out there. The only bad thing is that we're going to lose Baron pressure because they're going to sweep all our wards that we have here and get the crab. So it's going to be sketchy for us to do Baron at this point. Jax is going to pressure the Jarvan, but not that much is going to come out of it. So right now, my goal, so right now, like, they actually do something really smart. So if you look at our vision, we know that they're not doing dragon, but I don't know where they actually are. And I thought they were actually going to recall because our mid lane is pushing towards them. So I thought they just went back. They're probably going to go mid lane or something, or go recall and do something else, right? So I clear that ward right here. And I think, so I thought, like, so I see Grave Soraka here, right? So I'm like, oh, they totally must have recalled, right? But turns out they actually did not recall. Like, Jax, Lulu, and Nidalee are just waiting for me to go ward because I know I'm going to get Baron Vision. So what I probably should have done here is I probably should have just warded the bush first. But even if I warded the bush first, I'm pretty sure I was going to die anyways just because I got CC'd. So that kind of sucks. That was just that's just me being very just not cautious at all just because I saw the Grave Soraka walk over the ward. So that was my bad. But luckily for us, we do end up getting the dragon. So I guess that's an okay win for us. Now, while waiting for my team to respawn, I think, or while my team waits for me to respawn, should I say, my team's gonna just try to just dance around mid. Now, they're actually pretty crazy. They're gonna try to fight this 3v5, and I don't know why. Lucian gets a jump on Lulu. And he actually forces the Zhonya's on Lulu, and so they're gonna wreck him right here. I'm just about to come right now, and so I'm just gonna try my best to just Righteous Glory, give my shield to the LeBlanc to keep her alive, and just try to CC down this Jax. An interesting fact is that even though Jax has like the thing where no auto attacks will actually do any damage to him, you can still stun him with your Leona Q, which is kind of weird. It's like a weird interaction, but you can definitely still stun him. So I get the free stun on the Jax. I'm just going to try to CC him down. No, I don't actually ult because I see that there's a fight going on out here. And I want to save my ult for this fight because this fight's way more interesting. So I ult. Unfortunately, Nidalee barely leaps out of my ult range. I do slow down the Soraka, and I think that's enough to at least force the Soraka to flash. But we say screw the Soraka flash. I missed another Zenith Blade, which sucks because she jumped again. I probably should have saved my E, but we end up getting the kill on her, and that's basically game because they're all dead. We have, like, we're just going to straight up just run to their base and just kill all their turrets. So that's pretty much the game right there. So just to kind of summarize this game I thought was really interesting in particular just because I didn't really stay bot for very long at any point in the game. I'll spend a lot of time roaming around the map, like, trying to catch up the Nidalee, like, in our jungle, like, over here, killing the Lulu mid. And you can see that having this kind of playstyle where, like, you know, if the lane isn't working out for you, like, it's okay to go roam and do other things, right? Because, you know, like, Lucian, of course, like, still did pretty well late game, even though, like, I left him pretty much by himself, just by himself. And so it's important to kind of recognize that situation when, you know, like, if the lane isn't going too well and you know that you're not being productive in lane, you should be doing other things and help snowball your other lanes, right? So because I was able to successfully recognize that LeBlanc is probably going to do really well because of that first blood and having just like, I think 2 early kills on her own, like, giving her, just basically spoon feeding her the kills instead, got her like 20 stack Magi's before. Like, she was carrying this game so hard. And so it's important to recognize that, and Leona's probably one of the best people to roam as. I think Leona, Thresh, Blitzcrank are probably the 3 best supports to go roam about the map, just because they have a lot of CC. With Modu Boots, they're really strong, and especially if I'm against something stupid like Soraka, there's no point in staying in lane. So yeah, that's why I thought this was just a really interesting game. I think I definitely helped carry my team back out from that really terrible start, because, like, I landed a lot of really good ults. Like, I landed, like, that one really good dragon fight ult right here, which I think definitely turned the tides of the battle. So yeah, that's pretty much this game. I hope you enjoyed this commentary. I definitely tried to go into a lot more detail about, like, very specific things like wording and stuff like that. Let me know if you like that kind of style. I'm not actually sure if people like a super long video, but some people do. So let me know what you guys think. So I'll see you guys later.